My name is Adrian White, and I'm just a man who's trying to get it right. I think you need to look at the patterns, right? And so what it showed
For
was,
sure.
in a running theme throughout my life, was I have been a man who lacked discipline. I even prayed like, God, make her my wife if she isn't the one. Make it. I think learning to trust outside of me probably happened with my pastor. That was the first man I ever loved. And that didn't happen until I was like 27, 28. Here it is. I have another split home. Like, who am I? Nobody, right? And God was just like, nah, like you're mine. From my first marriage, I didn't really love myself, and I was broken way before I got married. So it wasn't the divorce. Like I was jacked up.
I can trust people, but it comes with step.
I thought leading her was telling her what to do through the Bible. The Bible said this. There was an incident in high school when I had gotten into a fight with my stepdad. And I'm like, yeah, my mom definitely gonna kick you out. And she didn't. I was already so high up in me being a black male therapist. I was getting love
like,
everywhere.
I got it.
Who could tell me? Nobody could tell me nothing.
Hey, welcome to God's Glory and Men's Real Stories. Whether this is your first time joining us or you've been here from the start, I'm grateful you're here. I want you to look at this as a safe space for real stories and conversations. Stories of struggle, healing, and the hope we find in God. No matter what your journey looks like, it matters. You matter, and your story isn't over. But listen, before we get going, if you're watching on YouTube, do me a favor. Do my guest a favor. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up. No matter whether you're watching or listening, or I want you to, whether you're watching or listening on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, I want you to subscribe now so you never miss an episode. And don't keep these conversations to yourself. I want you to share this with somebody who needs to hear this episode. So let's get in there. Today's guest, when I met this brother for the first time, the first thing he noticed that connected both of us was when he saw the shirt I was wearing that said, "Be the man you needed when you were younger." And it started a conversation where he shared some of his story with me. And now, for a licensed therapist and a man who walks with God to be as vulnerable as he was, it let me know that he found his strength in surrendering to God's plan. And I'm excited to get some free therapy today. No, I'm joking. But I'm excited to welcome my brother, Adrian White, to the episode. What's going on, bro?
Hey, what's going on, y'all out there? What a honor and a pleasure it is to just chop it up with you. Like you said, when I met you, I seen the shirt. I'm like, fire. And for us to just connect and just have a conversation, I'm like, I could talk to this guy any day, of the week. So it's just a pleasure to kind of be here.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna keep that conversation going, because the beauty of the conversation was that we were doing exactly what we do here. I mean, it was so filling because we both, it's like we knew, we understood the assignment of, like, God calls us in this space to do this, to talk amongst community, to be vulnerable about some of the things that have happened in our life that have gotten us to this place, because we didn't wake up one day and we're just successful at what we do. We went through things. We went through experiences in life. Life threw things at us that we had no control and weren't our fault. But the beauty is that we get to come and, like, talk about those things. We get to share, how those things shaped us, or more importantly, how what shaped us begin to be the pedestal that allowed us to say, okay, I've got to now take back the wheel. Just because that shaped me and set my course doesn't mean that I have to let that continue to set my course.
Absolutely.
So before we even get started, bro, do me a favor. Introduce yourself to those who are like, okay, who is this guy? And he says he's offering free therapy, which is a joke. I was joking. But who is Adrian?
Absolutely. So my name is Adrian White, and I'm just a man who's trying to get it right. Right. God has literally ordered my steps. I lucked up into a lot of things, been through a lot of things, and I owe God all of the glory. I'm the husband to a beautiful wife named Brittany. Love you. You know what I mean? We have a big blended family. So we got 8 kids together, 7 girls and 1 boy.
Wow.
And yeah, just God's been good. I have my own private practice now. I also work with the county. My wife and I have a business together called Accelerated Elevation, and she also has her own business. So we have a very big, full life. And it's funny because I was just joking with her. I didn't have that hustler mindset, right? Like, oh, I got to have multiple businesses and get the bag. I'm really at heart the type of man who would be okay just working a 9 to 5 and going home. But since my family is so big, I had no choice but to
Right.
become this, And so we
Mm.
literally were just laughing at that. And so, based on everything that I kind of been through, now I'm just fortunate enough to be in a position to where now I can give back what it is I didn't have. And even the times when it was available to me, I didn't take advantage of that. And that's just mentorship and guidance and wise counsel. So,
That's
yeah.
deep. So, hearing that you have 8 kids, do you grow up in a large family?
Yeah, so I grew up in like a one of those families where I got 5 aunts, and so everybody's aunt is like everybody's mom. And then the
Yeah.
cousins, but the boys, we pretty much kind of raised ourselves to a degree while the
Okay.
aunts were kind of working. But yeah, sleepovers at everybody's house. Cousins are all like our brothers. So I wanted a big family. I didn't want one this big,
Okay.
right? I
Okay.
didn't set
Wasn't
out.
your plan?
Right, yeah, and not at all. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, I planned this. Absolutely not. Right. To be honest, after all of my kids were like, oh, okay. Like it wasn't one. And that was something that used to bother me. Like, Dad, you got all of these kids and none of them were planned.
Ah.
Yeah.
I never thought about it like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, do you feel like that the story should always be that I had a kid and they were planned? Like, I mean, I know those
Mhm.
type of people who like they the plan was to have kids at this age after they got married or whatever the case may
Mhm.
be, and then here comes like me or you where it's like, oh no, I was just out here having a good time, and like I I now got a blessing that's coming to my life.
Right. So no, but I think you need to look at the patterns, right? And so what it showed
For
was in
sure.
a running theme throughout my life was I have been a man who lacked discipline. And
Mm,
when you lack discipline, certain things kind of come with that.
yeah.
Me being reckless, me not having anybody in my life who could hold me accountable. And then when I would have men who possibly could, I didn't give them that authority to kind of be able to do it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, but again, it goes Romans 8:28, man, my favorite scripture. All things work together, And
Yeah.
so my kids is my blessing, man. It's my life. Every time I come home, I'm everybody in my home's favorite person.
Yeah.
Everybody. And I
Yeah.
mean, you can't replace it. Like between the girls and my wife, they literally have a contest to see who can give me the first hug every day, you know?
I love
And
that. I
so, but
love
it's
that.
it's it's a lot though, making sure everybody has what they need. And it took a lot of introspection as well, too, to have to face the fact of, hey, because I have a big family and I love them and I know God is gonna do all of these things, but I
Right.
can't always be available the way I would want to. And those
Mm.
are the conversations that I make sure I have with myself to walk through that and not just throw it backwards to the side and kind of keep going without,
Right.
really dealing with it and addressing it.
Right. 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 Well, it's funny because speak of addressing it. You know, I think back to even introspective of like my first child and my co-host, my son, who's actually here with me today. Son, sorry, I didn't initially introduce you or but like I was thinking about how like when I got the news, it wasn't like we had a crib ready and we had been just looking in
Mhm.
that room all the time waiting to like finally have a kid. But my son was was a part of my life that was the blessing that was there to grow me
Yeah.
and to mature me and to set off that at the time when he came about, it was a set off that alarm in my life where it was like, oh, I gotta, I want more for him than I'm
Mhm.
doing now. And how did that play in your life as you begin to have kids of like, okay, like did you have the same type of like, oh man, what am I doing? Am I doing am I
Yeah.
not only am I doing enough, but am I enough for this particular position that is now, whether I wanted it or not, has been bestowed
Has
upon
been
me?
bestowed upon me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I had my first daughter, Taylor, that's my baby. Hey, Taylor. She's actually about to graduate high school, so she's going to college next year. So
Nice.
that's my
Congrats.
dog. But when she was born, it was my senior year of college. So I was terrified, like, what are you gonna do? but my mindset went straight to, okay, you got to provide. You have to be able to take care of her. And not being raised by my father, I didn't know what that meant. So it was something I literally allowed society to kind of dictate. So, hey, you got to have a job. You just got to be able to pay for whatever she needs. That's it. And so that's literally what I did. I went and I worked at a jail I was a correction officer for like 2 years. And I was
Okay.
like, what am I doing here?
Okay.
It paid the bills. So, yep. And then from there, I got married to my first wife. And then, well, no, I had a daughter with her first. Then she got pregnant again, and gave my life back to Christ again. So I'm like, okay, hey, I got to get married now, right? I even prayed like, God, make her my wife if she isn't the one, make it. And I'm like, again, no guidance,
Wow.
no
That's
submission,
hey.
just making this
That's a
stuff up.
prayer right there, bro. Like, make her my wife, even if she is
Crazy,
hey,
reckless.
listen, I wanna just process that later on. Like, make her my wife, even if she isn't. And I'm sure God was like, so like, how does that work? Like, so if she's not, should I just strong arm her? Almost like I strong arm you into loving me and being my
Right.
child and following me and wanting to be a disciple. Like, I'm gonna strong arm her like I strong arm you. And he's like,
Right.
yeah, that's not how this works.
At
But
all.
it's and listen, we pray for crazier things, though.
Absolutely.
So
And my heart was in the right place because I'm like, okay, I already have one daughter. I don't want to have another, divided home.
right.
From my understanding, God, you can do anything with one man. It's going to work. Let's go forward. I didn't do no premarital counseling because I was a therapist at the time. I was already so high up in me being a Black male therapist. I was
But
getting
you was
love
like,
everywhere. I
I
got
got
it.
it.
Who could tell me? Nobody could tell me nothing.
Hey, listen. If you ever hear, I don't care what he is, if you ever hear a man say, I got it, and he's not submitted to God, you need to run.
You need to run.
Like, am I wrong?
Nah, you need to run. Not only to God, I feel like men need to be submitted to another man. He needs to have a man in his life who can check him, and even if he doesn't agree with it, he will at least go sit down and think about what that person said.
Ooh,
And
that's
really
good.
self-examine to see, okay, if this person is telling me something because of the place that I've allowed him to be in my life, I need to sit down and carefully examine what this person has said.
That's
And I
good.
feel like if a man don't got that, you need to run too.
Come on. Because I remember all the times I used to be like, I got it. Don't worry, we're good. I got it. Now, the truth is behind that I got it was a guy who was still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And it was a guy who didn't have a plan, but I couldn't let you know I didn't have a plan.
Right.
And so I got it was the best I had.
Mm-hmm.
And I look back on that now and I'm just like, man, my I got it's were so like they were depleted. There was nothing backing them. There was nothing there that was of value to say I actually have it.
Right.
So you at this point in your life, you're out of, are you out of college?
I'm out of college. So now I'm out of college. I graduated from Elizabeth City State University.
Okay.
Then I went to get my master's at USC in Columbia.
Okay.
And so when I left there, that's when I met my ex-wife. I actually met her in Charlotte at CIAA and found out she went to my school.
CIAA, boy.
CIAA, boy.
We don't have time for that. We don't have time for that today.
So
yeah. But yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So after that, I moved to Charlotte. That's when she got pregnant with our first daughter. We were just gonna co-parent, got pregnant with the next. I'm like, yo, move up here. I got it. Not knowing what I was doing at all.
Right.
But what experiences taught me was that I can do anything. Right. And I think that's where the disconnect was at. It's like, and that's where mentorship comes in at and being submitted to another man. So I was able to figure it out, but look at what it cost me. Versus had I had some wisdom around me, I had good community around me that I would have at least submitted to, because I'm not going to sit here and say there weren't men I could have went to that if I would have submitted to, or my relationship with God, had I done it, I would have, it wasn't available. It was. I just chose to rely on my own strength because I only could trust me. That's what it really boiled down to. If I don't trust nobody else, I don't have to be disappointed.
And we were so I'm gonna jump back though just a little bit, because before we came up here, we were talking about that, about like that trust for ourselves and how we get to that place where it's like, I trust me. Me has always I have never abandon myself in a way.
Either
I
that, or I'll say I've never let myself down. Like me, I have never let, or like, and I feel you're saying that you were the only person that you can trust. Because like for me, like I guess I'm not. I can trust people, but it comes with steps. I can't. I'm like you. You won't be just up here already. You have to work your way up the trust ladder for me. So it's like because I don't know who you really are. Like when I first meet somebody, I'm not gonna just trust you. Right? I'm not gonna trust you with my life off the back 'cause I just met you. But I feel like as I get to know a person and they get up that trust ladder, then okay. But yeah, nah, I've never been the type to just give my heart to just somebody I first met. You know what I'm saying? Um,
And you know what's okay? So what's crazy? I appreciate you sharing that, son, though, because I think that all of us have a different story or experience that got us to
Mhm.
that place where we're like, trust, I don't trust you. I just don't trust anybody right off the bat. Something happened because, and I can't say this for everybody, but do we all start out the womb like with this? I should trust you, right?
Mhm.
I'm sure you have my best interest. Like looking at our mothers, we say, okay, you brought me into this world. I should trust you. Maybe if our fathers are there, and we're in a season where fathers are there,
Yep.
and so I should trust you, right? Like you have my best interest. Would you say that it's our parents that start that how we hold trust?
Absolutely. So even as a therapist, I bring everything back to your parents. That's typically where most things start at. And so I think even though when we grow up, we still rebel, we still won't listen to them. Having your parents there with you, loving you, taking care of you, protecting you, eventually you come back around and be like, okay, yeah, I literally can trust them with anything. But when you don't have a parent there, a lot of times, especially young boys, and as we grow into men, if our own parents weren't there to protect us, we
Mhm.
don't process that, right? We justify it. Hey, I grew up like everybody else. If my dad wasn't there, like, okay, cool. But in all actuality, it's like, how can I trust that you won't hurt me when the very person who was supposed to protect me did it? Right? If my own parents are
Yeah.
not here to keep me safe and I was molested or my dad just wasn't around, my mom wasn't around, they didn't value me, how would you, being somebody who is not related to me and not my
Right.
parents,
Right.
value me? It's only a matter of time before you would throw me away too.
Sheesh. No, that's and that's kind of how I felt. And you know, I don't know all of my son's experiences, but as he shared, there's something that happened in his story where it was like, okay, trust is not just something I'm just giving out. I'm just giving that out. So in your case, when how did that trust shape itself to where you were like, I trust me, I got me, I'm walk like when did you begin to like say, okay, well, I got this support system around me that I trust or don't?
Ooh. So I think I trusted my grandmother because she's just grandma. She loved, especially she loved her boys, so she would defend us even if we were wrong. But I think learning to trust outside of me probably happened with my pastor. That was the first man I ever loved. And
Mm.
that didn't happen until I was like 27, 28, because he believed in me. He would reach out to me. He would hold me accountable up to a certain extent that I would let him.
Hmm.
And so that's where I first started trusting, but it still was surface level. Right. So it's funny how even you talk, you like, hey, this man's a therapist and he's being open and vulnerable.
Hmm.
Not really. I've already dealt with those things. So it's not me really being vulnerable. And since I've done a lot of work, people think, oh, I'm so vulnerable. I'm not really being vulnerable with you. I'm only talking to you about things that I've dealt with. I just dealt with a lot more than other people have.
Got
So
it.
I'm
I see
still,
what you're
I'm not really
saying.
vulnerable even now, but it'll come off that way because I don't typically talk about things I've,
Ah, I
yeah.
see what you're saying.
Mhm.
Okay, okay. I'm following. Okay. All
Uh-huh.
right. Learn
Yeah.
something new today.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
gonna so we gonna respect some vulnerability today now,
Yeah,
bro. You
yeah.
gonna have to know I'm
Hey,
just messing.
nah, but that's real. So I'll say when trust really is happening in my marriage now, and it's a struggle to learn to trust my wife with like all of me, but she's been proving it time and time again, right? To your son's point, yo, it still take time. So yeah, you my wife. Yeah, you're this great person. I still struggle with being vulnerable because some of it is embarrassing too,
For sure.
right? To come back and be like, yeah, I was wrong in that
Right.
situation.
Right,
You
right,
know,
right,
or
right.
I got some pride. I was a little irritable, and I was being very immature. It's hard to say that.
Come on, for
It
sure.
is so hard to say it and to
Yeah.
admit that you're wrong, especially when something small bothers you and you know it's small, but your flesh won't let you let go of it. And then
Yeah.
I'm not telling you I
Yeah,
did
yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I would say like trust, like you got to bring yourself to say some things when it comes to trust, because like
Mhm.
if you don't trust somebody, you're not gonna tell them this and that, or you know what I'm saying? Like it, like trust isn't just a one sided thing; it's a two sided thing. It's that
Yeah.
person, you, what you're willing to say to that person, trust them or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
And and to even and I'm just gonna bridge off his. What does that say about you if you are vulnerable with your wife in areas where you feel like, okay, I'm going to expose myself to what the truth is. I'm going to expose myself and let her know that, like, I really, I had already gotten ahead of you and me and told myself how I will look to you if I expose this. If I share this with you, what will you do with this? And how will that make me look going forward? Is that something that you and I know that's my story that I get it. I start to tell myself the story before it even happens.
Right.
Would you say that that's where you hang that hat of like, yeah, no, this is an uncomfortable place of what I'm going to give you and what you'll do with it.
Ye-
Okay, so look, before we jump back into the conversation, I want to ask you a quick favor. If these conversations have encouraged you, challenged you, or simply reminded you that you're not alone, would you take a second to subscribe, like, and share this episode? All right. Every share helps us reach another man who may be struggling silently and needs to hear that hope, healing, and freedom are still possible and found in Jesus Christ. And if you'd like to stay connected with everything happening around God's glory and men's real stories, visit our website where you'll find past episodes, podcast updates, merch, and resources designed to support men on their journey towards healing, freedom, and a deeper relationship with God. Thank you for being part of this community. We don't take this support lightly. Now, let's get back to the conversation.
So I'm gonna be honest, right?
All right.
And I know like men say this.
Okay.
My wife is like a unicorn. Right. So I work with a lot of couples. My wife typically, it's not a fear that she will misuse it. It's just more of me not being comfortable with my heart open.
Mm.
Right. I just don't like it. And it is fear based upon probably how she may see me too, though. So that is there. Like, how can I be so confident and will she trust me, even though she continues to do it? But it's like I can't have her losing faith in me either.
So it's so she didn't even create an environment where you were scared. This is all in
This is
your head and
all
in
in
your
my head. She has
whoa.
done because this is the thing with my wife. And one of the reasons why I married her, like I came up with a list. Yeah, I had a whole little checklist before I pulled the trigger, right?
Not the
But
checklist.
checklist. But mine was a great checklist, if you
Okay.
ask me though. But one of the things was because I knew whoever I got married to, it was going to be a struggle,
Okay.
right? Just because of the kids, the two becoming one, the flesh, all of those things we got to deal with. So I knew it was going to be some work that had to be done. So I said, whoever I marry, she has to be a great person. My wife is a great person. She loves God, high character, self-assesses herself like all the time. And I saw that when I noticed how she treated her ex-husband. I'm like, yeah, I could be with a person like that, right? Like that was
Okay.
one of the checklists
Okay.
right there.
Okay. Slow down.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold up. All right. I don't know if you guys
That's not crazy to say.
What
That's not
now?
crazy to say.
It's not crazy to say.
Crazy to say.
It's not
Okay,
crazy to
okay,
say.
okay, okay. No. First, wait a minute.
Okay.
Okay. So look, no. Okay, let's slow down to go back to the fact
Okay.
that this is not the woman that you initially prayed that if she wasn't your wife, God make her your wife.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm about
so
to
yeah,
say,
okay,
son.
yeah,
See,
yeah.
wait a minute.
Okay, so
Wait,
let's
see,
back
you done
up.
jumped around. Like,
I
wait
done
a minute.
jumped around.
All right. Okay. So wait. Let's slow down because
Okay.
like I just realized like it just hit me in their last talking and like, wait, this is good. This is good. Wait a minute. Hold up. There's
How
some
we get
parts
here?
that people have missed here. And he only talking about it's not, I don't see the problem. No. See, you missed some parts. So
Absolutely.
your because you earlier you said it, and if people missed it, you were like my ex-wife.
Right.
So you had married before,
I was married before.
right?
And when that was ending, that was tough. probably for like a year and a half, 2 years, she was checked out, ready to be done, right? And a lot of it was I didn't know how to lead. I thought leading her was telling her what to do through the Bible. The Bible say this, you need to da 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 boom, boom, boom. And so towards the end, I finally started to submit myself to God. And so he's giving me all of this stuff to do. And so like I'm finally like learning, but she was tapped out by then.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, God, I'm implementing this stuff. It's not working. Why? Why tell me even in now? And it's more so because I chose to
Ooh.
get in position and finally listen.
But you know what though? I would say that because I get where you're coming from. It's like it's too late now, God. But
Yeah.
it's like, oh no, it's never too late because what I'm giving you, it's a blueprint to what you should have run regardless. And even if
Yes.
this marriage doesn't work, this was for you. This is about you. This is about us. And so it's like, yeah, well, God, this marriage, yeah, but like I think the relationship and the marriage we have with Christ
Mhm.
is the one where he's shaping us to be even if nothing else, a better father. Like a lot of us, we think, well, the
Absolutely.
marriage is done. Yeah, but God still wants to put stuff into you to where he's shaping you to be a better father. But we'll like clue him out just because it's like, well, God, like talk almost like how you prayed earlier. Like even if she's not my wife, make her my wife. Well, even if she's tapped out, like fix her, God, so we
Right.
can be
Yeah.
good. And it's like he's like, yo, no, this is more about you. Like,
And I'm so glad you said that, right? Because pretty much in 99% of the couples I do work with, because I do a lot of couples counseling,
mhm.
I'm always like, focus on yourself.
Yeah.
What is it that you need to do?
Yeah, yeah,
And one of
yeah.
the anchor points that me and my wife use when we work with couples is removing the scapegoat, meaning you can't use your person as an excuse to not do what you're supposed to do. Right. And
Mm.
so often we get so caught up in making things about us to where it's like, first of all, humble yourself. Every time they come up short has nothing to do with what you did, what you didn't do, etc. Give this person space to work on them, to be a human, to
Yeah.
have emotions, right?
Yeah,
To
yeah,
fall
yeah.
short. And the things that you're struggling with, all of these emotions and stuff you're having, that is a you issue. That is a
Yeah.
perspective issue. That is you not being aligned and you being blinded from what is really going on. And that goes to foundation. A lot of
Yeah.
couples don't have a good foundation or a mission and a vision for the marriage and the relationship, for their family, for business, for everything. That's the season that I'm in now. My mentor now, he's like, you need to have a written vision and mission for yourself, for your marriage, for your family, and for your business. And then branch off everything from those things right there.
And you know that makes sense because think about it. Every large company, every Fortune 500 company has a mission statement, and they have a mission statement so that they understand what the mission is. I think that's fire not only advice but just something to hang your home your position as a father, husband, son on to say, okay, I need to know what the mission is before I begin to try to lead all these people through desert storm, and I
Yeah.
don't know what the heck the mission is for this family. I mean, I think
Absolutely.
that's okay. So to jump back into the story of like, okay, so the first marriage didn't work,
Mhm.
God begins to still work on you. I have to ask this because I know people are always talking about how like why is it that therapists, people who work with couples, why do they always seem like they always have the answers? Are their marriages as good as the ones they're advising or offering advice to? Like does this
Mhm.
stuff just pop into your head in your own marriage to where it's like, oh yeah, we know what to do because this is what I bought. Like, how does that really look?
So, great question. So, first, I didn't start working with a lot of couples until after I was divorced from my first wife, which was interesting because I'm like, okay, God, how are you going to tell me to work with couples and I don't even have a wife anymore?
Sure.
Right? How are you just setting me up? And initially, it was just because of my heart for marriage. My divorce really just increased my heart for marriage because people have no idea what's on the other side of that thing. That thing
Mm.
is a beast. It's literally worse than death, especially if you have children, because you still got to see the reminder, right? You lose somebody close to
Mm.
you, they're gone. You don't have to see them, so you still may feel things. But when you have to go to the house and and drop your kids off, and the only thing different about that home is you're no longer in there,
Yeah.
and another man that moved in,
Oh. Good Lord. Okay. And look, to even put that thing in, you know, as you were describing that, I'm like, yo, it reminds me of that analogy I saw one time where they were like, okay, when God makes you one, when he takes two pieces of wood, they were talking about how
Yeah.
you have a piece of wood and you start to try to like pull back layers of it.
Yeah.
Like it's like ripping away the parts of the wood where it's like, okay, well, wait, you can still see the parts of that piece on this piece. And it's like, so as you're ripping away two people, yeah, you said it was like death, but I would say like yeah, it was almost like you two were one, and now a part of you is not a part of you.
Yeah.
So as you said that, I'm thinking like, yeah, I could see that, I could get that.
Yeah.
I've actually in a way started. I felt that a while back ago of like, oh, okay, but that yeah, we're not gonna talk about me today. So here you are leading other couples
Mhm.
and you're counseling them in something that you have a lot of experience. Maybe not
Mhm.
the experience that some people like to say, well, hey, look, you must give us this great advice from your own great marriage, right? And it's like, well, see, I have a lot of great experience in the full gambit of it. Or how
Right.
did that look for you?
So, well, one thing as a therapist, I rarely give advice.
Okay, come on.
You
I'm
see what
sorry.
I'm
You're
saying?
right. You're right.
So,
You're right. I
right. So
said
I
that
don't.
wrong.
Yeah.
And he corrected
So
me.
I
I
don't.
appreciate
Yeah.
you.
So I don't tell people what to do. My
Right.
job is to help you figure out what you kind of need to do.
Yeah.
So I do start with education. So
Yeah.
typically, any couple that would come in to see me, communication. So we'll go over some steps of communication. We'll go over some things that are barriers to their communication. I let them know right away, even once I got remarried. Y'all are the expert on y'all relationship, not me. Y'all have to live with what we decide. So if something I'm saying you don't understand or it doesn't make sense, challenge me on it. Let's come up with a plan together. Y'all come down the mountain, y'all work the plan. We come back, we see what's working, what's not working. We put different things in place, and then we continue to go forward.
Yeah.
So that's that's a lot of the work that I did. Now, being married again, I do share a lot of the things that I currently go through with my couples just to get them to see that even me, been a therapist for 13 years, been working with couples for 5 years now, I still struggle with some of these things. I still
Yeah.
struggle with showing my wife empathy. So can y'all give each other grace just to let them know this is a work in progress when it comes to kind of certain issues.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's mostly a lot of education, and it's us agreeing on plans and things that they'll put in place, and then it's me kind of holding them accountable to what we kind of agree on.
No, that's cool. That's cool. And I'm not, first of all, this is not a messy podcast. I don't delve into messy things.
Right.
But because you put it out there and it was just
Absolutely.
interesting. I looked over at my son like, I mean, that's not weird. You said earlier, you were like, I watched how my wife's ex-husband or something to the fact of, and I was like, wait a minute. You was wait, what? Like, how does that look? How did that? So you knew your wife before you married her when she was
No.
married.
No. So, and this is what separated us two. My me getting married and meeting my wife is the best story ever in the world.
Okay,
So,
all right. That's
I'm
the
gonna tell you
story we want today. We
Best
want
story
that
ever in the world.
story. Okay.
So you remember the app Clubhouse?
Yes.
So we met
The pandemic Clubhouse.
We met on Clubhouse, which is not a dating app.
Right.
I literally joined the room, and then we started being on some of the panels, some of the stages together. And then we would host some rooms and stuff together, and we found out we both were divorced. So she was living in Arizona. I'm living in North Carolina. She ain't gonna admit it, but she slid in my DMs, y'all. She slid in my DMs. I added her to one of the groups to join my group. And then she's, oh, thank you for adding me to the group. I'm like, babe, we add everybody to the group, right? But cool. So I get her number, FaceTimed her that day. This was February of 2001. We started talking. I think she flew out to see me. I flew down there to see her. Then I flew her back out to see me, right? So we seen her 4 or 5 times. By January of 2022, so it's been less than a year, I'm like, yo, you're gonna be my wife. I told her that before that, but I'm like, yo, I'm gonna marry you. And she was like, well, I always wanted to be out there in North Carolina anyway, or Virginia. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not gonna bring you here as a girlfriend. Like, I'm gonna bring you here as my wife. So fast forward now I'm thinking about, okay, do you want to marry her? You know, she has kids too. We both love God. God, what is the vision? What is the purpose? What is our marriage meant to accomplish that is bigger than, love? So then I got the purpose. I get all of this stuff, what we're supposed to do, how it's supposed to be. I fly down there in November. We got married. I flew down on November 10th. We got married November 11th. And November 12th, I flew her and her kids back to North Carolina with me.
Wow, wow. So when you say her and her kids, so this is a blended family. How many kids does
Blended
she
family.
have?
So she had 2. She had 2 girls. I had 4 girls. We got married and then we got 2 kids together, a boy and a girl. I was determined to have my son. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. I love this
determined to have
story.
my
Yeah,
son,
yeah.
right? And it was funny because when I finally had my son, I felt like God telling me he didn't forget about me. You know, like your seed deserves to live. Even with everything that you have done, like you are forgiven and you get to have your namesake, right? But it's funny how, and I would love to get your input on it. I know this ain't
Okay.
about me, but how we could be growing in a thing and still struggling in a thing at the same time, right?
For sure.
So like while he's saying, like I've forgiven you, you are him. Here's your son as evidence, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But it's
yeah.
also, okay, I'm not going to name my son after me though, because he should have a different name. Like I'm not going to name him a Junior. That was my only reason, because it doesn't need to be another Adrian.
Right. Oh, wow.
Yeah, let's talk about that because I could have been a 4th.
No.
I-
He was
I-
never going to be a 4. That was never going to. And you know what? Maybe my reason is different.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. What's your reason
but
why
so
I'm not a 4th?
my dad felt like I should name my son the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the 3rd. I don't have a problem with following my grandfather and my dad because I'm not them.
Right.
And I was never supposed to be them. But regardless whether I was supposed to be them or not, I picked up a lot of their patterns and their tendencies just from and not even growing up with my dad. I ended up with patterns of his that I didn't even see.
Yeah.
They were a part of me without even having to live with him and watch him. So that shows how strong the bloodline, as they like to say,
Yeah.
or the sins of the father
Yeah.
begin to be passed down to the son. And so the truth is that for me, and this is just for me, I can't speak for other people. When I named my son, I didn't think about it because when I named my son, I wasn't a believer. I didn't see or have an idea of what Christ wanted for my son. So I didn't go to Christ and say, well, what should I name him? I went to myself and I came up with a couple different names. But who he is and how he moves forward, I don't want it to be a depiction of me. I want him to look at what I've done. But as you know, how we always say, well, I want better for my child than I want for myself. Um, I believe that mine is a little bit different in that I want my son to see and hear and understand the mistakes I've made and not so much be better, but I want him to not be in the dark, to believe that I was perfect and that I got things right. I want him to see how much I messed up so that in hopes he realizes that he's never too far gone than to come back to his heavenly father or his earthly father and say, Dad, I messed it up the same way. I messed it up similar. And I don't want his name to be a depiction of like, well, I'm the son of Robert Moore the third. No, I like, and regardless whether he's a junior or not, I want him to have that relationship where he can say, no matter what I do or how much I mess it up, it doesn't play on to my dad. Like he's not going to be embarrassed of me or not want to have anything to do with me. I want him to know, as I tell him all the time, I'm proud of you no matter what you do. Going forward, I'm proud of you simply because you're mine. That's it. That's enough. If you mess up, you're still mine. I love you. So I think that when it comes to like naming our children, I don't know. I don't have a sound answer or like, oh, well, this is what I would like you. I learned that advice is just everybody gives that. Everybody has advice, but I think what you did and how you did it and how God led you, it wasn't a mistake. You couldn't have messed up.
Right.
As we talked about,
mess up.
you can't mess up. It's just now it's like, okay, how does your son look at that name and what will it mean to him later? Like how will his name allow him to move forward?
And you know what's wild? So we got the same initials. That's how I reconciled it, right? I'm like, if
Okay.
I can give him my name, I'll give him my initials. But even with my practice, AJW Therapy, is really Alexander's Therapy and Consultant Services. And I named it after my son, who's Alexander. So it's like he has that's me
Nice.
trying to start the foundation of leaving him with something to where you don't have to be a therapist if you don't want to, but this business will be yours.
Wow.
And he's 3, so I'm still his favorite thing, right? And so I'm just loving it and taking it all in. And like you said on the shirt, be the father or be the man that you needed
Yeah.
when
Be
you
the
were
father,
younger.
be the man. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so I literally get the opportunity, to do that. To when he cries, talk to him about his feelings and, his emotions and what is he feeling, and just to kind of teach him, but then just to look at this little person growing up who just wants to be around me.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. I can't. Do you ever look at him and think do you ever look at him and see you and literally like almost have this moment where you're like, I don't have to be the man. Or not, no, not that I don't have to be, but I get to be the man that I needed through him as he's growing up. Because a lot of times it's like, well, I can't go back in my past and be the guy that my younger self needed. But of course you can. I know I'm sure you have these conversations with people where it's like, yeah, but that person's still there.
Right.
Like you are that person.
Absolutely.
And so it's like, but now I have a younger me. Like I look in his eyes and I see him. What does that do when it comes to like realizing that what I feed him, what he sees, how he sees me move and everything like that is going to impact him, even if I don't say, hey, look, when you get older, I want you to do this. You don't have to say that. He's looking at you and he's gonna do it. How does that impact your moves and what you say and how you treat your wife and everything like that?
Yeah. So most times it's a blessing, man. And it's everything that really matters, in life. So, but it's funny because, and it just goes to perception is everything.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time where I would come home and if I'm honest, parts of me would be like, oh, I'm about to go in here, all these kids and my son, everybody about to get on my nerves. Like, sit in the car for that 15 minutes. Y'all know about sitting in the car for 15 minutes, right? But my perspective was so off. And that's when I had to shift it to, I literally have the opportunity to shape everyone's life in this house. It's a gift, right? And recently, I know you talked about how I get to shape my son's life. My son has been shaping my life more and more because how the Bible talks about like we have to come to him as children. So I
Come
look at how my
on.
son comes to me. He's fearless when he is with me because he know I will catch them. So he's fearless. He doesn't think about being harmed. He's gonna run. He'll jump off of anything. Super outgoing but he's always a check back and he'll see me. That's all he needs to see. He's fearless without a care in the world. He'll ask for whatever he wants. He will stick up for himself. Like he is bold. He is super intelligent. And it's like just because he's just like safe.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So it makes complete sense. But hey there, before we continue on with today's episode of God's Glory and Men's Real Stories, we want to take a moment to share something special with you. Our new sponsor, Confined Space Coffee. Are you looking for a coffee that fuels your heart and uplifts your spirits? Well, look no further. Confined Space Coffee isn't just your average brew. It's a handcrafted blend designed for those who seek connection, inspiration, and a good coffee to sip while sharing stories. It's made from the finest beans sourced from around the world, where every cup is a testament to hard work and dedication, perfect for you, our listeners, who appreciate the beauty in every step of the journey. At Confined Space Coffee, they believe that great conversation and deep connections often happen over a warm cup of coffee. Whether you're getting ready for a long day or winding down and listening to a powerful conversation on our podcast, their coffee is there to accompany you. So here's the best part as a special offer to our listening community. You can use the code GLORY, capital GLORY, at checkout to receive 10% off your first order. That's right, experience the vibrant flavors and rich stories waiting for you in every sip. So why not brew some Confined Space Coffee today? Gather around the table, share your own stories, and let the warmth of great coffee bring you closer to those you love. Remember, brewing coffee is an art, And at Confined Space Coffee, they're dedicated to making every cup a masterpiece while bringing attention to the dark, confined spaces we find ourselves in that bring us closer to God. Now, let's get back to today's episode. Remember, whether it's sharing God's glory or exploring men's real stories, great coffee makes everything better. Thanks again for tuning in. And how does that make you look at your relationship with your Heavenly Father when it comes to like what he's showing you about how you are as a father?
It's surrender. It's surrender. It's continuing to step out on faith, knowing like I'm with you, Adrian. How else do you think you got to where you got to? Right. And so that's why I feel like I'm not different because I'm better than anyone. I'm different literally because God is with me. That is the only reason.
Yeah.
That is the only reason. Like my wife would be like, yeah, I'm surprised you're not cocky. And then I said, well, I used to be. Like, don't get it twisted. I was terrible. Right. Terrible.
Right.
But now it's like I literally have everything I have because of God.
Yeah.
I remember when I even went to get even had me becoming a therapist. So undergrad, I didn't know what to major in. My aunt's like, hey, just major in social work. I'll get you a job after. Cool. Majored in social work, but I had my first daughter. So I stayed in Elizabeth City, got worked at the prison. My daughter's mom at the time, hey, you can go get your master's in a year because your GPA was high. Okay, cool. Go South Carolina, get my master's in a year. I didn't even have enough money for books. And the first class was called Individual Interventions. So they're talking, and I'm like, so I could be like a therapist with a master's in social work. She was like, yeah, you just got to get certified and do the training and take a few tests. I'm like, so people are gonna sit on my couch and I'm gonna tell them what to do. And she was like, yeah. I'm like, early. So even that was all ordered. Like growing up, the only goal I had was, hey, I want a wife, I want kids, I want a house with a white fence.
Yeah.
I never
literally, we
had
were
a
just
career.
talking about this. Me and a friend,
Yeah.
a friend of mine today, we were just talking about how like literally they program us to believe that that is the goal. Like we get a
Yeah.
wife, we get a house, we get a picket fence, we get a dog, and we're set. We make some good money, we get a nice car, and we're set. Like
We're
that's
set.
the goal. And it's crazy how that goal stays with some of us so long that we can't see past it and see that there is a lot more in life than obtaining things
Yes.
and this picture that God never actually gave you for you. Like there was nobody who has yet to show me in the Bible where God's like, get a house, get a wife, get a picket fence, get a dog, and that's how I want you to live your life. Like it's not there.
It's not there.
And so I think that so at what point did you begin to and you may still be working through that of like tearing down this picture, this picture they sold us to realize the picture that God has for you in your home and your life?
Yeah, so I'm still working on it, right? That's why I said I had to go back and now I'm working on the vision and the mission of everything to get more clarity. But for now, I'm so content with growing individually, growing with my wife, and growing with my kids. I literally don't need anything else outside of it. Like that's it for me. And then being obedient and watching God use me, I literally don't need to do anything else. I was just telling you about this event I was doing, and I'm in here talking to the parents. That was a God moment, right? My wife and I, we know that ultimately we're called to work with blended families, to teach blended families how to come together. But at our church, we literally work with single people. And I'm like, God, how does, before they're anything, they're single.
Right.
So he's literally had us working with them and just to see how they're reaching out to us, wanting us to come to different things that they're doing and saying how instrumental we are in their life. That's everything.
Yeah.
That's everything. And it's like, the house cool, but he's always kept me. I've always had somewhere to stay.
Yeah.
Right. I've always had, something to eat, but I'm just lucky. Like he literally chose me. And so I don't want to waste that.
Yeah, but
You
do you
know?
feel like it's luck or it was always the design? Like, do you feel like for instance, I think that sometimes we see it as like, okay, like there came a point where either I messed up so bad or I didn't mess up enough to where he chose me. And so like I'm looking around at everybody else and I'm like, ha ha ha, I got lucky. He chose me. He chose me. I know I messed up. I got the test score, but I'm lucky and he chose me. Do you ever see it as like, oh, dang, like I was chosen before my mom ever chose me, before
That's
life
it.
ever chose me.
That's
And
it.
like here I am now making the decision to say, he's and I use the word luck loosely, and that he's the lucky one because every day I wake up and I have the opportunity to choose him back.
Right.
And maybe I'll choose him today. Maybe today I'll wake up and choose violence. We'll see. We'll see what gets to me first. Like depends on how the morning starts. But depending on how it starts, it's like how do you see it from a stance of like luck ran out long time ago for me. So I sit in between this place of like, man, I would have never been this lucky. And man, the blessings that continue to just pour out of my life, on my family, are like past those people who won $1 million and think that was it. Like it doesn't get no better than this.
Mhm.
Like where do you sit in that place of like luck and man, I'm blessed beyond measures like this.
So when I probably shouldn't have said
No,
lucky,
no,
but it's
no, no.
like but it's
Luck
like
is
literally like I'm just doing what God want me to do. And like
mm,
that's it. And it started with me just accepting his love for me.
come on.
Right. So
Hold on,
that's
let's
what I
just say, okay,
mean. That's
pause
everything.
right there. Okay. Okay. You just hit on something that I don't want you to just like speed past. Because for a man to accept, you said
That's it.
accept God's love. I think sometimes we just be like, oh yeah, no. I know God loves me. No, 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 no. No. I know you know, but have you accepted his love? So I want you to just like go a little deeper with that, just because I don't think that's talked about enough when it comes to men and how they see God, and like they sometimes try to shrug it off like, oh yeah, I know God loves me.
Yeah.
But like what was that space where you said, I begin to accept God's love?
Yeah. I think for me it was after my first divorce because that was probably the lowest moment of my life because I had lost who I was. My identity was wrapped up in me being a husband and a father and a
Mm,
therapist too, right? But it's like
yeah.
I'm not a husband no more.
Yeah.
Here it is. I have another split home. Like, who am I? Nobody,
Mm,
right? And God was just like, nah, like you're mine. Like I was at church. It's funny, I got baptized. I mean, not baptized, I got saved at this church called the Mount, and it was in Elizabeth City undergrad, right? So after my divorce, they have a location here in Charlotte. So after my divorce, I had went there, and I'm like, let me just see what it's like. And I'm there, and I'm like, I was about to leave, and it's just like, nah, just stay a little bit. I'm like, all right, I'll stay. And during praise and worship, God said, I'm married to the backslider, and I will never leave you nor forsake you. That was the moment. That was the start when I'm like, okay, like me, yes, you, right there. And I just laid there and first time ever just laying out, just bawling out. And then I got up and I'm like, okay, I'll accept it. What does that kind of look like? And then it was me accepting his love, then me learning to love myself. Because that's what I figured out from my first
yeah.
marriage. I didn't really love myself, and I was broken way before I got married. So it wasn't the divorce. Like I was jacked up.
She
I was
come
jacked
on.
up before I
Yeah.
got married.
But why is it that you couldn't see that though? Like why was it that because I and I can't speak for you, so I want to
Mhm.
hear from you. Like why was it that you couldn't see how jacked up you were before the marriage?
I think I couldn't see it because by the standards of the world, I continue to be successful. For me, right? So, oh, you're in college. Oh, you made good grades. Oh, you're getting a master's. Oh, you're a therapist. Oh, you're doing all of these outward things that have
Yeah.
nothing to do with who I am on
Yeah.
the inside. And I
Yeah.
can mask it. And then I've always been, and it talks about like our gifts. So I've always been a leader everywhere. People always kind of listen to me, follow me all throughout my life. And I never spent time with myself. I always had to be
Come
around
on.
other people all the time. I did not like being by myself. It was so bad in college. We had this competition where I was trying to get like 10 girlfriends. And every time I would get to like seven, I would lose like two or three. But like that's how much I did not like to be alone and sit with myself.
But that you know what? That even speaks to how much you truly loved yourself, because to try to love 10 people
Hmm.
when you're not really loving yourself, which speaks to it based on the well, hey, I'm gonna break, see if I can break 10 hearts. Like by getting to, I mean, like, yeah, come on. That in itself speaks to like, if I love you the way I love myself, that should speak to how I love myself.
And nobody told me that.
Yeah, they didn't tell me
Who's
either.
gonna? But the thing is, if I'm honest, even if they would have, why would I listen to you?
What do you know, bro?
What do you know?
What do you know? And I feel good. This makes me feel seen, loved. It makes me feel surrounded by people I'm never without. I think
Yeah.
that's how we got connected, because I think you started telling me my story and I was like, oh my goodness, this guy he must know me. Like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
yeah. Wow. Sheesh. So, okay, I don't even know where we
I don't know
were.
where we at
Okay,
either.
so here we are.
Mhm.
You shared with, how you've gone from divorce to married, how you met your wife, how you
Mhm.
made her your wife before you moved her into your home,
Mhm.
how you just all of this, how God blessed you with the son. I I I'm going. I know I said earlier, I was like, man, I'm gonna see how vulnerable you want to be today. And
Yeah.
always tell you, hey, look, man, like push back.
Mhm.
If you're like, hey, look, nah, I don't want to go there, feel free to just give me that look. This ain't live. I'll cut it out. They'll never even know you looked at me like that.
Uh-huh.
But like, as always, when you came in tonight, we were just small talking downstairs,
Mhm.
and you were talking about how this holiday season, I was like, well, how's the holiday treating you? Because we're filming this around Christmas, and you were talking about how the holiday, not to say it looks different, but it comes with its own, experiences where you're having to go back to New York to see your
Mhm.
mother because of health
Yeah.
issues. And, it made me think about how like we look at our mother. And I know
Yeah.
like Tupac set the tone for a lot of us, where it's like, dear mama, and he shows such a reverence for his mom. But I also recognize that everybody doesn't have that dear mama story
Right.
where like, oh yeah, my mom was exactly what Tupac described. What is it like, not for you per se,
Mhm.
but for little Adrian, who's still there, who still feels what you feel when you got the phone call, as you're looking at the group text and understanding what's going on? What is it like for him to journey back through this relationship that you had with your mom, and how that, whether whatever has happened since the time you were younger to now, how that allows you to show up for her
Yeah.
and to travel there to New York, and I know that wasn't the plan, but it felt like it was like, you know what, God
Yeah.
kept kind of like just being like, yo, go back there. Like that
Yeah.
wasn't for nothing.
So this is about to be good because I don't
Okay.
think I'm gonna go where you think I'm going. So with my mom, so she's Jehovah's Witness, so she doesn't even celebrate holidays,
Okay.
right? But with my mom, she didn't always protect me. And this is one thing I deal with a lot of men with, right? We say our parents or grandparents did the best that they could,
Mhm.
but they still didn't protect us. So where's the accountability piece? A lot of
Mm.
times we don't want to reconcile our feelings about not being protected by our parents or the things that they didn't do that they probably should have done.
Mhm.
And that comes out in other areas.
For
So
sure.
with my mom, probably by the time I got to college, she started really struggling with some mental health things. So I had to like become her payee. Then she lived with me during my first marriage, lived with me some during my second marriage. But there was some resentment that I had with my mom. Part of it was just growing up without a father around, she couldn't check me. By the time I got to like the earlier, everybody was scared of my mom because she was the mean one. By the time I got to like sixth, seventh grade, my mom couldn't tell me nothing. Like she
Mm.
couldn't do nothing, couldn't beat me, couldn't tell me what to do. But I was always a good kid and respectful as well, too, right?
Right.
But there was an incident in high school when I had gotten into a fight with my stepdad. And I'm like, yeah, my mom definitely gonna kick you out. And she didn't. And she came home and she didn't even say anything kind of about it, right? And I had suppressed it. I knew it, I had talked about it, but I didn't understand how much that really had bothered me. But it went to the very thing I was talking about to other men. My mom didn't protect me growing up. She worked doubles so that we could have everything that we needed, right? So I had a
Mhm.
car when I was 16, licensed. She wasn't home. My house was the hangout spot. So as a young man growing up, I got it made, but she wasn't there. My father wasn't there. And I rationalized it. So my father's from North Carolina, right? but he's from the country. Like he still works on a farm to this day. Missed 3 days of working, like 50 years of working. Only missed 3
Wow.
days, right? So he don't know no better. Of course, he's not. No, you didn't teach me how to be a father. I'm out here making all of these babies, and I had to address that and have that conversation with him. Then I noticed how, and I'm glad you brought this up because this is all recent with my wife, how with my mom and her living with me and having to make sure she had the things she needed, I would view my wife the same way. Like, why does everybody need me for everything? When in all actuality, a feminine wife is supposed to come to her husband with everything she needs. So I had to say, okay, you got to reconcile this stuff out with your mom because it's bleeding onto your marriage too. It's not the same. Their needs are not the same.
Well, okay, so were you seeing your mother and your wife from the same lens, like looking at them as both like I'm in charge of providing and protecting both of them?
Absolutely, everyone. Because that had
Mm.
always been my thing. I always have to make sure everybody has what they needed, and there was nobody who could take care of themselves. And like
Mm.
that was not the truth, right?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Like at
yeah.
all. And that really put a strain on my marriage kind of early on with my wife. But she
Mm.
awesome. We figured that piece out. And then I reconciled it with my mom to where it was like I had to forgive her. I had to let her know, hey, she actually apologized recently, maybe like 2 months ago, about not sticking up for me with my stepfather. And for the record, I won the fight. You know what I mean? I did win. I won the
That's
fight.
the,
You know
that
what I'm
because
saying?
that's
That
important.
that
We,
matters.
we
I
was all
won.
wondering,
Yeah,
like, did he
yeah, I
win a
won. I
fight?
won. For the
Get
record,
out of here.
I won. But I had to reconcile some things with her to where it's like, it bothered me that I had to take care of you versus you taking care of me. You know,
Mm.
I needed more than the clothes and the sports and the cars and money. I needed
Mm.
to I needed you to be there and you weren't.
Yeah. 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 And you know, even sitting here and just kind of like letting that soak in. I've been there before. I'm almost feeling it right now. You know how you sometimes, I
Yeah,
don't know if you do this, but y'all ask, where do you feel that in your body right now?
yeah.
Um, I, only reason I'm thinking about that right now is because a, for many of us, we try to dismiss it by saying, they did the best they could. We all grew up with, I think we were called the key latch kids, where we
Mhm.
always had the key to let ourselves in.
Yep, yep.
Um, and and we dismiss it by saying they did the best they could, and they did.
Mhm.
They did.
They did,
You
absolutely.
can't take that away from them. And in the other hand, there's this place where it's like, but in doing the best you could, I think you said it earlier, how did that affect me? What did that make
Mhm.
me walk away with? How did that make me then carry that into the rest of my family? More importantly, I think it goes back to like the trust thing of like, okay, well, like I trusted me to show up for me.
Mhm.
I trusted me. If nobody else is going to show up for me, I know I'm going to show up for me. And so I don't expect it from my wife now. I'm here, I
Right.
am married. I don't expect it from other people because I didn't get it from the person who I needed to set the tone for what it looks like to show up for a person.
Absolutely. You hit it right on the head. And my wife, like I'm saying, I'm working through a lot of this stuff now still,
Yeah.
right? My wife will even talk about how, well, Adrian, you tell me you don't need anything. What do you need? I don't need nothing. Just because I don't want to be a burden, or if you can use that energy to focus on you. Because if you can take care of you, that's less I have to do for you.
Mm.
Whole wrong mindset. And so now it's like, no, babe, I need a few things from you. You know, now that I think
Mm.
about it, I do.
That's
I need you to,
beautiful.
and not even the things like, yeah, I need grace and mercy and patience. Like, no,
Yeah.
that's cool, babe, right?
Right.
I need you to want to be up under me at night. Even when I'm turned away, I need you to still know, babe, I want to lay up under you tonight. I need, when I pull away, I need you to kind of reach your hand forward and kind of grab me sometimes.
Yeah.
Like those are the things that I need. I've never said that to nobody. I've never told a
Yeah.
woman there was anything that what do you need from me? Just love me and be there. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was
Right.
basically that was the first time
Right.
I've ever given her something specific that I feel like I need and that would literally go like a long way for me.
Oh my good. Okay. Okay. As you said that, I couldn't help but think about like how it wasn't just you that needed that. It was I asked that question earlier, like
Yeah.
what is the little Adrian still looking
Yeah.
for? It's like he needed to be comforted. He needed to be pulled in and shown that like you're not alone. There and I'm saying that because I feel that myself. Like where do you
Yeah.
feel that in your body? I needed that. I
Yeah.
needed more than just provision. I needed comfort. I needed the emotional intelligence to realize that I needed equally your 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 sense of like just being present
Yeah.
and being present emotionally, being present affection. I needed the
Yeah.
affection.
Yeah.
And so because I lacked it in a lot of areas, I didn't give it either. It's almost
Mhm.
goes back to the trusting. I didn't I don't trust you because I didn't have anybody to trust.
Yeah.
I don't know how to give affection because I was never given it.
Right.
And I ended up okay. So I
Right.
figure you'll be fine. You don't need my affection.
Right.
Like look at me. I ended up just fine. And it's like,
Right.
yeah, but did you though?
Yeah. And even being open to receiving it is still a challenge, right? Because my way of thinking and my body is still addicted, right? It's still used to, I've been moving one way for
So long.
35 years
Yeah.
to now cut that off. And so
Yeah.
that was another conversation to where I then had to be open to her about hearing her, hey, it's a struggle sometimes to want to connect with you because it hurts when you shut me down. Right. And so
Oh.
normally, well, cool, you know what? I won't ask you no more. That's me running
Right.
back to
Right, right, right.
if it's an
Running
issue,
backward.
right? Let me
Yep,
let me
yep,
get up out of here.
yep.
Right. And so, but it's a beautiful thing, man. That's why with marriage, it's all about the journey. Nothing else matters. Like you'll figure this stuff out. But as long as y'all are on this road together and we're willing to talk it out and kind of that's it. If you could fall in love with that piece of it, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. That was my thing. Stop to not to want to allow her to love me. And when I turn her away to be able to hear the challenges that she has without me taking it personal and me kind of retreating,
Yeah.
which a lot of us do. And I think
Yeah.
that's why I'm effective with a lot of men. Cause like I said, I don't give a lot of advice or I try not to give a lot of advice. Right.
Right.
But when we be talking, it's like I've been through it.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
And they
yeah, yeah,
all
yeah,
can
yeah.
tell you've been through it. I've been through it.
Yeah,
That's the difference.
but you're been through it. You could tell them all day long, "Oh, yeah, you just turn left at the like at the
Yeah.
gas station." But it's like when they get there, they'll realize there ain't no gas station here. He said there
Yeah.
was a gas station. And you get there and they realize, wait a minute, there's no gas station. And it's because their story is gonna be nothing like yours. Their experiences and stuff like that that you've been through.
Right.
It's gonna there's a missing parts in their own story. And so I don't know why, bro. Have you ever read the book? I'm sorry, sometimes I
You
go
fine.
left. Have you ever read the book I Love You Forever?
Oh, but now I gotta get it.
That book was a part of my childhood that in a way shaped me for what I thought a mother-son relationship would look like, even though it wasn't mine. But I always held on to that what I saw in that book of how this mother loved this son till he got older, just loved him in a way to where she always says, um, um, uh, I can't, I'm trying to remember the main quote in there. My son, you'll always be. I love you forever. I love you always. As long as you're living, my son, you'll be.
Mm,
And it was so touching to watch this mother be affectionate in through the life of a child, and then watching the mother get older and the son come back and take her from the couch to her bed and
mm.
say the same thing back to
Yeah,
man, I'm getting emotional even thinking about that right now, and
yeah,
I'm not gonna run from that, but, like, it just it was this beautiful journey of watching the son turn around and be able to give that affection back to his mom
yeah,
because it was in him already.
yeah,
His mom I implanted that on him, and Okay, I'm sorry. That I don't know why that just popped into my head. I think it's because just recently I was a secret Santa for somebody, and it was a child that asked for some children books, some books that for their age group. And as I was looking through the books, I came across that book and I
Mhm.
bought it with all the other books just because it was nostalgic to me. And I sat there and I read it before I put it in the bag with everything.
Yeah,
And it took me back to that desire as a child, always wanting that love and trying to do the math on why I didn't have that picture of
yeah,
love. And so, and it's funny how we do this math in our lives of like,
yeah,
why on TV do they show up in their kids' lives like this, and why don't I have that, and why is their dad in their lives, why don't I have that? And so you're doing this math, and it begins to
mhm.
create this resentment and bitterness that you walk through life with because, like, I got the short end of the stick. They like the book and the
Right.
TV show and all this other
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Like it just. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm
Nah,
not.
but I'm glad you said that, right? Because one of the things I'm not gonna say that, but one of the things when I work with men is when they talk about like the resentment and stuff building. I'm
Mhm.
like, that's not what it is. Tell me about the sadness of it all.
Come on.
That's the piece, right? We always want to go to anger because it's easy, but
Come
let's
on.
talk about the sadness of it all.
Yeah.
Your mom wasn't there and didn't pour that into you. What is that really like? And men would it
Yeah,
goes.
and that's
It
literally that's why I
goes.
said, bro,
Yeah,
like
it goes.
you
Yeah.
can't go there without crying because
You
that's
can't.
that's really what's behind
You
the
can't.
anger. That's really what's behind that I don't need nobody anyway. Yeah. But the truth is there's a little boy that's still in there who did, and still wants that. And if you were to go there, you'd realize that behind all that is this cry
That's it.
that will overwhelm you in the moment where you think about it. It overwhelmed me just a second ago to even think about it because it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, he never got too old
Yeah.
to want that and then be able to give it back to his mother. And it's like, oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Okay. All right.
But that's the place to be. And that's what I do a lot in therapy. I just ask the questions to
Yeah.
get them there. Then I present certain things to them. Hey, what if you looked at it from this perspective? Or what
Yeah.
does that really mean? Could it be this right here? Well, if
Yeah.
it was this, then what? And then get them to just kind of doing the exploring. And
Yeah.
then every once in a while we'll hit something and it'll be like, boom, they kind of got it.
Bro,
You
see,
know?
this is why I know y'all here, and it's like, man, bro, but like therapy ain't for everybody, bro.
Nah, it's
Listen to me, it's for everybody. But my life was great growing up, and it's for you too. And I don't say that trying to like get my brother business. No, I say that forget the business. It's what you get out of it. It's what you get to take with you. I mean, I don't know how you share this with people, but like
mhm.
what I have taken from individual therapy, what I have taken from couples therapy has been worth every dollar. I don't even know
Yeah.
how much I'm paying for it no more
Yeah.
because it don't matter. It
Right.
don't matter. I walk
Yeah.
away almost with this with something in my hand every time like, "Oh my goodness, how did I overlook this? How did I not know about where has this been? How long ago did I bury this? When did I it's like somebody giving you a piece of you that you dropped long time ago
Yeah.
that is so
Come on.
important to your life still. It's not just like, oh, well, I needed that back when I was 5. No, this
Yeah.
explains why I am the way I am now. Forget 5. Yes, I wish I'd held on to it at 5, but it's like it just unlocked a code in this wiring of my head and what I told myself about myself that now when I insert that, it's just like boop, 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 and all these
Right.
new
Right.
pathways just open up, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, I'm feeling a lot right now. I'm probably gonna go cry now. Like that's
Right.
that's
Yeah.
where and I get it. A lot of people are scared to cry, bro.
Yeah.
I love to cry.
I love to cry now too. Never was a thing, but I'll cry in a minute, in a heartbeat
I
now.
love to cry. Like
Over the
like
simplest things
yeah.
sometimes, like a movie. It's funny. So I wasn't, shout out to all the veterans. I never was a vet, anything like that, right?
Mhm.
But if I watch the clip of like soldiers returning home and their family like embracing them, I would tear up
Gone,
every time.
gone,
Gone. I'm like,
gone,
what is wrong with you? Like
gone.
you ain't never even been to war or nothing. It just It does it to me.
Listen, I'm probably gonna do an episode one day on what this movie did. Look, when we're filming this, I recently saw this movie for the first time. Look, please don't shame me for seeing this for the first time recently, but I never got around to it. But I saw the movie The Shack, and I've talked to a couple people about this.
Yes.
Bro,
Yeah.
I have cried in a lot of settings. I have cried in a lot of movies. I have cried in a lot of grieving certain things. I don't know the last time I cried like that. I'm talking about like I needed to watch that by myself so that I could pause it and just sit in that wreckage.
Yeah.
I was wrecked,
Mhm.
like ugly cry wrecked.
Mhm.
Like trying to get myself to get like I didn't need nobody else in the room. I
Mhm.
needed that moment and that cry and that movie to set the stage to wreck me and just and so if you're looking for a good movie, one of these days I'm gonna do a whole podcast episode just on what that movie did to me and the different moments, and I'm gonna ruin it for everybody who hasn't seen it. But yeah, no, that one like it son, I didn't want to tell you to watch it yet. I wanted to wait till you were, but you know, I wanted to wait till you got a little bit older. I don't know why. I just wanted you to get some life underneath your belt before you watch that and let it wreck you later. But like, if you watch it ahead of time, just let me know because I want to talk about it. But no, it was, yeah, did a number on me. Like,
I'm trying to think the last movie that what? Nah, I can't even think of the last thing that did a number on me. But I do like what you said. You sat in it. We don't sit in it enough. Not the sadness piece. Let me get it together because
Yeah.
we gotta sit and go through that because we
Bro.
need to.
There's something in there. There's a reason why it is wrecking me like that.
Yeah.
And I'm still processing that, by the way,
Yeah.
of like, why did that hit me so hard? Because there's something in there. It's like digging through, like, why am I so emotional with what that just the message that just gave me?
Yeah.
And I think there's something in there that says, oh man, like 12-year-old, 15-year-old you still holds on to something that
Yeah.
right there triggered. And so, yeah, I'm like I said, I'm still processing through that. It is beautiful to sit in it, like to sit in it.
Absolutely.
You know what? I used to say it all the time. We will sit in the emotions we love. We will sit in that moment when the Carolina Panthers win the division, win the Super Bowl, whatever. We will sit in that. And I know we had won the Super Bowl, so don't get in my comments saying nothing about like y'all ain't won the Super Bowl. Watch your mouth, okay? But like we'll sit in we'll sit in that feeling when we are after an incredible night with your wife. You'll sit in that. Oh my goodness. Oh, that felt so good. But like if I bring anything up that brings about an emotion of sadness, sorrow, grief. Oh no, we gotta bypass this. I gotta be strong for everybody here. I can't let them see me. It's like, bro, let them see you. Let my son should see me cry. He should see me fall apart.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have only memories of me being strong. My dad never broke and he never cried and he was always strong. And he like I don't want that for him.
Right.
I don't want that for him. You shouldn't want that for your
Right.
son.
Absolutely not.
He should feel safe to like come to you and cry on your arm and not be like, but my dad's gonna probably think I'm a punk or like, oh no, like he's gonna think you're the strongest dude in the world because you did what a lot of dudes won't do.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm glad you said I do want to touch on this too.
Okay.
Because before we came up here, you were talking about community and brotherhood. But to your point, I think what a lot of men are missing and what they're longing for is to be fathered. And so I think about what you're talking about, what you do to your son, how they can see you this way and you can hold them and validate him and all of these things. So many of us are missing that. And I think that's an even bigger piece that we are longing for outside of brotherhood. I think we're opening up more to brotherhood.
Right.
But I think we don't know how to we long to be fathered.
Okay. I'm so glad. Listen, see, got you. Ooh, you're so good at this. All right. For people who always wonder, like, how did y'all stage this? Y'all have notes? No. We're just freestyling. That's what we do here. I'm so glad you said that because I agree with you. And I don't think we ever get too old to be fathers.
Yeah.
Ever. Like there is always a deep desire. If we didn't grow up with a father, if we didn't have a father in our house or whatever, he was emotionally unavailable, whatever, we long for that. And I read a book by John Eldridge called Fathered by God.
Mm.
And I'm throwing the plug out there just in case you want to go grab it. Matter of fact, I think I got it over there on that shelf. It talks about that deep desire we have to like do things, have wanted to do things with our father, to go there, to go to those games, for him to show up at our games, to show up for us in a masculine way that shows us what a man looks like based on being father.
Mm-hmm.
And I completely agree with you because if fatherhood doesn't like brotherhood can't replace fatherhood.
I can't.
It like we never get too old to want to be fathers. So I would tell people, I'm not gonna ruin it. I would say pick that book up or something similar because I do agree with you.
Yeah.
I matter of fact, I at 40, a man came into my life to stand in the gap for my dad and be my father. And it's crazy. I didn't even know what fathers like what okay, so how does this look? Do we go to the park and throw a ball around? Like, but it's like whatever. It's like yeah, like literally. Like and now I'm growing a better relationship with my dad.
Yeah.
And we're going back and it's like, okay, so what can we do? Like
Yeah.
I always had this thing where like I can go back and like hit some balls at the ballpark and I just want you to watch me and like tell me like, all right, that was pretty far. That was good. Like, but there is this deep sense of like, yeah, let's go throw a ball around. Like nothing's off the table.
Right.
But the truth is there's conversations that really are what I really want to have.
That's it.
I want to really go back and have conversations that I never had with you.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask hard questions and you not run. You not leave. You not be like, man, I ain't come back for this. I ain't gotta. Like, I want you to sit in there with me in the uncomfortable of all the stuff that I used to tell myself about me because you couldn't tell it to me.
Yeah.
Like how I told myself I wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Did you ever say that to yourself? Did you ever feel that way? Like just that stuff.
Yep. Absolutely, man. And it shows in so many different things too. I remember it was this guy, we did this event where we were praying for people and the single men came up and I watched how he would pray for the men and he would tuck their head in and like hug them while they're telling them what he wants them to kind of pray in. And I saw it. It's like I just saw like a light beam and I'm like, that's it. That's how you connect prayer and what God do, but also the natural, that hug and him being an older man and him embracing him saying, hey, I got you. Let me speak life to you and watch these men. And some of them was built or tough, break
fall apart
down.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah,
that is the piece that's missing. And we struggle to submit to it. So I think that's what makes it difficult. I think there are a lot of men who are willing to do it, to stand in the gap. I think that it's hard for us to receive it though. To be like, who are you to tell me what the And it goes back to even trust. It's amazing how everything we talked about is full circle because that even goes back to trust.
Yeah.
What I like trusting you to do what?
Yeah. I stopped trusting dudes long time ago. Like it started with my dad, and I ain't trusted nobody since then. Like so, bro, don't try to come in here and like pull out something in me that I buried away and I locked away and I put a key on that and an attack dog. Ain't nobody getting back into those emotions and that part of my life where I said I don't need that no more. I don't need that no more. Like you late, and it's like yeah. Bro, if you allow them in, it's like I said to you earlier about how like or what you said about like I received God's love. I didn't have a head knowledge, but I allowed him to love me.
Yeah.
It's allowing a man to love you in the places where you lacked it, you never got it, and you still need it, even if you convinced yourself you don't.
That's it. You hit it right on the head, man. Hit it right on the head.
Bro, it's been good, man.
Good.
God.
Absolutely, man.
Wow.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you just going there with me today, man.
Oh man, absolutely, man.
I know we diverted from like just story time to like let's just unpack some things here and stuff. But nah, this is good, man.
This is great.
So what else do you want to leave us with before you get out of here, man? Like before we end this time together, man. Like of course I want you to tell everybody about how they can find you, how they can
Oh,
connect with you
absolutely.
and stuff like that. But I don't know. Anything else God put on your heart? I might have just we might have hit everything, bro.
Yeah, we hit some of everything. What I will say is, um, I would like everybody to really invest in themselves. Right. I think that's the biggest thing about therapy is you literally taking time to have something set aside for you to explore you, to work on you. You deserve it. If nothing more, you deserve to have a space and a place and a time to where you can spend some time with yourself. You deserve it.
Yeah.
And I say that's the main thing. You can follow me on Instagram at AJW Therapy. My website is ajwtherapy.com. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I really didn't come to promote. I just kind of show up because if I'm honest, more than likely, I'm probably gonna be too full to see you anyway. So you have to work with one of my therapists kind of under me because I'm
Right.
blessed.
Right.
Like I
Right.
literally just kind of ordering the steps. But if you have any questions about therapy or counseling or questions that you would want to ask a therapist, right? I'm big on interviewing them. So don't just believe what they say, ask them questions. What type of trainings have you had? Okay, I've been kind of struggling with this. What are your thoughts about this? Okay, cool. I'm meeting with a few more therapists. I'll follow back up with you if I feel like you're a good fit. And if the therapists you have don't work, try another one because it's so many of us. And then lastly, I want to shout out Black Male Therapists of Charlotte too. BMTCLT.org. So it's a bunch of black male therapists here in the North Carolina area, mostly in Charlotte area. And between all of us, we got exactly what it is that you need. So
Love that. Love that. Love that. Come on, man. We're so glad to have you today, bro. This has been a treat. This is I knew it was because one, we speak a lot of the same language and stuff
yeah,
like that. So I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun right here. I ain't got to like, wait, what you mean by that? Like we gonna get it. But like I said, our first conversation set the tone for like I
yeah,
knew when we got together again, this is gonna be good. And we've got together before, but like sitting at this table and gifting everybody else the conversation and the stories, it's just I knew it was gonna be good. God had already he always sets the tone to tell me that like listen, it's gonna be exactly what I had planned for. So you sit back and enjoy it. You get to just sit back and listen to me and ask the right questions. And he does it, man. He does
every
this, man. So
time,
this is incredible, man.
every time.
You got anything else, son?
Wait, no, this is good. It was good.
This is good. Okay. Okay. I'm always excited about picking his brain afterwards.
Yeah, yeah,
Sometimes they're like, "What do you think?" Like, what was you know? But I think also as me and him have talked about some of the stuff, it doesn't hit until the timing in his life where it's like, oh, they was
that was
talking about that.
it.
That was that's that right there. That and it's like
Yeah,
and so I look forward to those moments in his life where he's like, man, I remember when you and that guy, well, and his exactly how you gonna say it. I can't remember that dude's name, but like y'all was talking about this thing in lives where we feel like we're, and it's like, that still sits with me. I'm struggling with that. That's where I sit, and I can be like, all right, son. Well, listen, I'm not the therapist, but we can talk about it until maybe you might need to go and like maybe like sit with somebody and unpack that more. Depending on I don't feel like God is ever going to impart on me to go back to school and do what you guys do. It's because I enjoy school, but not for those reasons. So
right.
I don't want to go in and open up a book again to like try to go back into the learning days. But you never know what God does in your life.
Never
I didn't
know.
see myself here. So um
No,
well, yeah, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate all those who have sat with us today. Man, this was good.
absolutely.
And you got a lot there. We kind of hit you with a lot. There was a lot there. You watched us process things firsthand and
Mhm.
hope that, you if you felt something like even if you needed to pause this episode or any moment just to say, let me sit with that. Like I
Yeah,
remember that book or I remember that thing. And yeah, like that made me feel something too. So no, this was good. Well, I appreciate you guys joining us today. I thank you for the opportunity just to take up some of your time and allow this to pour into you to begin to offer you an observation. As he said, there's no advice really to give here, but there's opportunities for you to begin to sit there in your own story and say, yeah, no, that's a hang up for me. That's an opportunity for me to let God in to my own heart, to my own struggles, to the things that I have been carrying for a long time, and allow him to begin to shape and heal what has hurt for so long that I forgot it was hurting. And so I pray that if nothing else, it pulled it out of the darkness today. It allowed a shine the light on something in your life that you were like, yeah, I'm fine. I don't, that doesn't bother me anymore. Oh, it doesn't really matter. That's a big one. That doesn't really matter. That doesn't matter. Yeah, it does. It does. So yeah, I pray that you lean into that. Allow that to Allow it to come out, allow it to air it out a little bit. Find somebody you can begin to talk with, even if it's not a therapist to start with.
Yeah.
Find somebody you can talk with about that, and not looking for advice, but just maybe like just getting it out and saying, man, is that supposed to look like that? Is it supposed to be blue and black like that? Like, probably not. Probably not. But when it's been covered up most of your life, it gets that way. So, but hey, if nothing else, I pray that this episode blessed you, and pray you'll come back for more. And maybe you'll even share this with somebody who needed to hear it today. Maybe it reminded you of somebody else that truly would be blessed by this. So we'll leave you with that. Hey, thanks so much. Love you guys, and we will catch you on the next episode. All right. Be blessed.
Hey, and that wraps up another episode of God's Glory and Men's Real Stories. I'm Justin Moore. If today's conversation meant something to you, make sure you subscribe, leave a review, or share with someone who needs it. You can find past episodes, connect with us, and check out our merch at godsgloryandmensrealstories.com. Thanks to our sponsors for making this possible. Until next time, let's keep giving God the glory in every part of our story.